that sound that you can actually hear is not the engine itself, it's actually the propeller tips. It's a two-bladed propeller, direct drive basically, and those propeller tips are going transonic, and that's the sound that you can actually hear. The original versions of this, the BC1 that we mentioned that had the fabric covered sides, Australia actually was looking for an advanced trainer and sent people overseas to both England and to the USA, and that purchasing team picked on what was the NA16 or the BC1, and we produced it here as the Wirraway. We built 755 of those down at Fisherman's Bend. They were used for general purpose aircraft. They were used for forward air control during the war with 4 and 5 squadrons up in the Pacific Islands, and they were used right up until 1957 as trainers for the RAAF. You can see the tailplane still has that rounded ends on it, but the wingtips are more square on this. And North American produced quite a few versions of this. In fact, there were 15,495 of these SNJs, T6s, AT6s or Harvards produced. And they were operated by Allied countries during the war, and over 36 countries eventually flew the Harvard. Very distinctive sound there for this particular aircraft. Now the aeroplane is owned by Steve Death. It was rebuilt by him down at Albury, and Steve is one of the volunteer pilots that come and operate the displays here at the Temora Aviation Museum on behalf of the Temora Historic Flight Park. The aircraft used by the US Navy were principally as training aircraft, but some of them were modified. They actually had hooks fitted and were used for deck carrier landing trials on some of the small carriers that operated on the Great Lakes.
It's almost on a stool there.
Steve, a very highly experienced Harvard or T6 pilot, and with Doug Hamilton, who will be flying the Hudson